It's a new moon at 2 degrees Leo. What does that mean? Well, of course, the moon is starting a new cycle, very early degrees Leo, conjunct the sun. So a new moon means the moon is conjunct the sun at the same degree as each other, which is 2 degrees. So look for 2 degrees in your birth chart. That's where this is all landing. Here's an example of mine, and you can see it shooting through to everything, like it's connecting with so much in my chart. Yours is going to look different. So that's where it's important to know your birth chart as well. As for the general lay of the land, of course, a new moon in Leo amplifies Leonine themes because it's in Leo season, meaning the sun is in Leo. So it's about confidence, it's about joy. In the northern, it's coming into it's the midsummer month. So it's about playfulness and making hay while the sun shines and having fun and smiling, hugging, being with friends, feeling good, right? It's creativity, leadership, building your sense of self-worth, your center, of course. And this one does continue on to have many aspects as they do, which adds more layers and flavors. So there's a really challenging aspect set that actually in the end's not that bad. We'll get to that. And then there's an easy flowing one. So there's resources. It is resourced. It's well resourced in the end, actually. So this is getting a little bit past absolute beginner. Let's talk about that. Before we do, new moons are manifesting. So for everybody, let's manifest. Let's look at where 2 degrees Leo is in your birth chart. Set it for that area of life. Mine is in the 3rd house of local relationships, siblings, short courses, etc. So that's where I'll be focusing mine, but you can also focus it just generally on Leo topics. Bring more joy, do more joy in your life. Get that creative personal self-expression out. How are you committing to that? What's your plan? What are you manifesting? What do you want to call in? Is it in your 7th house, relationship house? Ay. Is it in your career house? So let's look at the aspects. So it's opposite Pluto exactly at 2 degrees Aquarius. Wow, that's really tense. That is really tense. Pluto is a get your dukes up. This is a power struggle. It's head on head or head to head. And it's not just that, it's forming a T-square, which is extremely tense with Chiron. So the energy goes round and round because they're all connected. So Chiron is in Aries, so it's an outer sign T-square, which is a little bit helpful. So it's a real get your dukes up. There's a wounding around this, and it's all pointing towards Leo topics, which is the of course, self-esteem, sense of self, just your right to shine in the world, your right to have agency, your creativity, if there's wounding coming to that because of agency, etc. So there's a bit of healing that could go here, and pre the healing, there could be some wounding. So just watch what gets triggered off in you. If it does, your chart might be more well-resourced with the way all of this lands. So it just depends, and it depends what's happening in your life to really go off, isn't it? Pluto's very volcanic, so it can be very explosive, and that Chiron is in Aries, so there's a little bit of explosion, there's a little bit of confrontation. Again, power struggles is Pluto, and stepping up to perhaps a power that's perceived outside of yourself coming to you like a block. Someone may be trying to disempower you or lord it over you, and it's really up to you to step up. Think of it as they're providing you with an opportunity to, test your wits. Think of it as getting into the arena with the lion. So the thing is, we can look at dispositorships. So the dispositors of, you could say, well, the dispositor of this moon, so you look at the ruler, is the sun. The sun is in Leo, they're conjunct, so that's a nice tight circle. You can look at Pluto opposite, which is in Aquarius, the ruler. So the dispositor of that Pluto is the ruler of Aquarius. In modern astrology, that is Uranus, which is in Gemini. The ruler of Gemini is Mercury, which is in Leo retrograde. The dispositor is the sun. So no matter which way you go, you're coming back to the final dispositor of this whole aspect set is the sun in sign in Leo, which is conjunct the moon in Leo, also the dispositor of. So to me, that's where, in the end, actually it's very well resourced. There is hidden gold here, even with that absolutely brutal T-square. There is hidden gold. So we come back to ourself, sense of self, self-esteem. We do not look for validation externally. We create from within. This is so important, and there's a real opportunity in this new moon in this way. So it's well resourced in terms of it is trine, so flowing aspect to Saturn and Neptune at 1 and 2 in Aries, fire sign, and sextile Uranus in Gemini. And even following those dispositors, it's back to the sun. So a little bit technical, but this is astrology. That is astrology. So there's layers, and actually you could just say there's going to be a journey back to you. I've been to Rio, but I've never been to me. It's a bit like that. So it's a journey back to you. The journey is quite fraught over this, but also well resourced. So you can lean into the easy flow, the easy aspects, which is Saturn and Neptune, which is structuring your artistic path, your spirituality, etc., creativity, empathy. You could lean into Uranus in Gemini, which is, genius ideas, really out of the box sorts of ideas. And then that brings you back to a positive sense of self as well. It's very creative. I mean, Leo is creative, right? So let the sun shine in. There's a couple of really great meditations I've put up on my podcast some time ago on the solar plexus, etc. I suggest you go tune into those. Go do those meditations, because that's going to help you come back to this solar plexus, the sun, the sense of self, the confidence, and that's what we really want to strengthen, that core within us, at our solar plexus. Hell, do some sit-ups while you're there so you can really feel that core, especially if it leaves you a little bit sore. You can be like, yeah, that's my core right there. I can feel it. So I'm really excited about this, having followed it through and looked at that. Get some sunshine on your solar plexus as well to fire it up. Get some warmth on there. So that's it from me. You can always book in and we can talk about this. I do astro counseling as well, or we can just look at the astro straight up, have a chat about what's going on. And you can also pick up my books, Cosmic Power, Star Power, and Astro Power. They all do go well together, but they also stand alone. Cosmic Power is about the sun sign, so you can dig deep into the sun in Leo. Highly recommend it. There's also quite expansive sections on the sun, moon, and all the planets in Astro Power, which is about transits and leans more heavily into the planets. And Star Power is just a balanced look at how to read a birth chart with all the components. So they're available anywhere. Ideally, order them into a local bookstore to help support them. You won't be paying more for it. Use the standard price. All right. Happy new moon. Magnificent manifesting. And I shall see you next time.